lesson 10.7, page 575 in your book. And you need to have all the formulas that we've been talking about. How to find a triangle area, how to find a trapezoid area, how to find a parallelogram area, how to find a quadrilateral area. All of those things you need to know because you are combining all of them today in this lesson. And you need to be able to identify how to break up shapes to find an area. Where is a clean break and how can I solve for that? So on problem number 2, it did the breaks for you. So it said that there's a rectangle in the middle, the length is 12, the height is 9. We know how to find the area of a rectangle, and that is base times height. 12 times 9 is 108. So the rectangle area is 108 feet squared. Okay, now we got to move on to the triangle. How do we find the area of a triangle? A triangle is base times height divided by 2. This base is 9 and the height is 6. So 9 times 6 is 54. Then you have to divide that by 2. 54 divided by 2. 2 can fit into 5 twice with 1 left over. 2 can fit into 14 7 times. So this area is 27. That triangle area is 27 feet squared. Now there's another triangle and it has a different height. So you have to know that, oh, I can't just say that there's 2 of the 27s. It's different. But also there's not a label here. So we have to use some common sense. This side was 9, so this side is probably also 9. Okay? Base times height divided by 2. Base times height, that's 90. Divided by 2 is 45. So the second triangle, 45 feet squared. But the question is, what is the area of the entire shape? So now you have to take this, and plus this, and add them all up. 108, 27, and 45. All added together, 15, 20, 8, 180 feet squared. Remember, we're still using the squared because it's a flat shape. We'll start using the cubed, which is to the 3rd power, if it's a 3D shape, and we're going to get into that later. But if you're talking about area of a flat shape, it needs to say squared. Moving on to problem number 3 in your book. Parallelogram, remember it's just a rectangle on an angle. And to find the area of that, you take your base times your height, not the diagonal. Remember, we don't like the diagonal measurements at all. So the base times the height of this is 44 yards squared. Okay? How do we find the area of this trapezoid? You take base 1 plus base 2 times your height, and then divide by 2. Remember, it's 3 different steps. Remember, your base 1 and your base 2 are your parallel lines. So there's base 1, there's 2. So 14 plus 7 is 21. I'm just going to put 21 here. Now I have to multiply it by the height. Our height is 8. And then I have to divide it by 2. 84. So this is 84, and this one was 44. And to find the whole thing together, you need to add them together. 44 and 84. 128 yards yards squared. That is the area for number 3. All right, we are still on lesson 10.7. However, we've skipped to problem number 5. And problem number 5 is very applicable to what you're going to be doing in your worksheet. Okay? So, how I like to do these problems. It is asking for you, this specific problem, is to find out how much of this guy's yard is he going to cover in grass. So, let's say that's part of his house, that's the back fence, there's a fence, there's a fence, this is going to be grass, this is going to be grass, and this is going to be a lap pool. And he wants to know how much grass he needs to order to lay out in his yard. Here's how I like to do it. I like to find the area of the entire shape and then subtract the part that isn't grass. So, to find the area of this trapezoid, we have to do base 1 plus base 2 times the height divided by 2. After we figure that out, we are going to find the area of the pool, and that pool is a rectangle. So I'm just going to do my base times height of the pool, and then I'm going to subtract it, this from that. All right, so base 1 plus base 2. This is a trick because they actually separated one of our bases into 2 separate sections. However, this is still one continuous line. So this is actually 15 because I added 3 and 12. 15 plus 25 is 40. That's our step 1. Now we need to times it by our height. The height is 12. 48 with a 0 on it. Now I need to divide by 2. 480 divided by 2, 240. This is the area of the whole entire backyard. 240 yards squared. Okay, now we need to find out the area of just the pool. Take the base, multiply it by the height. 3 times 12 is 36 yards squared. Now I need to remove the pool area from the backyard to just tell me how much grass we need to order. So that's taking the whole entire area of the backyard, which was right here, minus 36. 204 yards squared is how much grass will be in his backyard. Now let's talk about your worksheet. On your worksheet, you need to do number 1 and number 2 on the front, and then you need to do number 1, 2, and 3 on the back. Make sure that you're reading very carefully number 2 on the back. It will give you the measurements of the things that you need to take out. And have an amazing day. I'll see you later.